Today is test day, I know. It's game time, so now man up and take your test now. Tell me why I can't play on the freeway. You know it's so that way. Tell me why I'm such a poser, 'cause you are a loser. All right, I went ahead and I circled a couple of things here. Looking at that previous problem, Luzerio has a swag bag he no longer wants. He lets the bag roll down a slope and it bounces horizontally off a ledge. Okay, and at the top of the cliff of the talentless, its horizontal velocity as it becomes airborne is 10 meters per second. That's important. Okay, see all this? You can cross all that out. It's not important to our problem. Okay? Now the swag bag strikes the ground 30 meters from the base of the cliff. Okay, that's important. So I don't care that it strikes the ground. I don't care it's a swag bag. So you can eliminate an awful lot of the words, because let's face it, it's there for your entertainment, and we've got a couple of numbers. So this is what we have, okay? I had to stop and make this a part 2 simply because it takes time to go and explain these problems in detail, okay? So let's go with it. So we've got our drawing, okay? 10 meters per second is equal to Vx. We have our dx is equal to 30 meters. So now, my gosh, where do we even start? Because we're being asked, how high is the cliff of the talentless? So what we're asked for here, guys, is this, our dy. How high is the cliff of the talentless? Then, essentially, what they're asking us afterwards is at what speed is the thing striking the ground. But let's just work with how high is the cliff of the talentless. Well, here's something to think about. The component that we're going to need is time. Okay? We know we have gravity equals 9.8 meters per second squared. We have that. Yay! I'm not going to mention that in the problem. But we have dy, we have dx. So here I go. How am I going to approach this? I need a formula. I'm not talking K2SO4. I'm talking about a physics formula here. So here is dx is equal to v in the x direction times delta t. That is the formula we're going to need because that's working with the x direction. Now, do we have the parts? We do. We need to find the time, but we have our velocity in the x direction because they gave it to us. Sweet! Okay, and here's our dx, which again, they gave it to us. Yes! So now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to plug that in. So 30 meters is equal to 10 meters per second multiplied by time. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and say 30 divided by 10 is equal to time. Therefore, that's going to equal 3 seconds. Because you'll notice that the meters will cancel out and you'll have seconds left over. Okay? So we have 3 seconds. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first part that we need. But we still got to figure out how high is the cliff of the talentless. Okay. Now we know how long it takes to fall. Remember, even though we're saying yes, it takes 3 seconds to go this way, that means it's going to be 3 seconds going this way. That is the thing you need to understand. Okay, so let's take a look here. Oh my goodness. Well, we need time. Oops, here, I got to refer to my other one here. We need time. Well, yep. Okay, so now we've got to figure out how is our cliff. So we're going to have dy is equal to 1/2 g times time squared. Okay, so that's our formula that we're going to use. We have g because we already know it. We have our dy. Wait, we don't have dy. That's what we're trying to find, but we do have the time. So that means for us, boys and girls, we're going to plug in. That's 0.5 times 9.8 times 3 times 3. And that's going to give us our d and the y. Wait, Canu, well, I'm getting confused. What's up with these numbers? I'm glad you asked. This is going to be our 1/2. This is our g. This is t times t, which you guys know as t squared. So that's how it works. With that, guys, we can now go and say that dy is equal to 44.1 meters. So we just answered part A. Part A, how high is the cliff of the talentless? dy is equal to 44.1. And trust me, there are plenty of people in Hollywood, you can put them in the talentless. You can. Oh, you can check out some of those movies. You know totally what I'm talking about. Okay. So now we got the cliff of the talentless, but now what we need to find out what is the speed that it impacts the ground. Oh, okay. So with that, guys, we're going to look at a formula. We're going to say dy is equal to v2 in the y direction, and that is going to be squared over 2 times gravity. So this shouldn't be too bad. This part will be easy. So we're interested in our velocity in the y direction. That's really it. So that means for us, that's going to mean we're going to plug in our 44.1 is equal to our v2 in the y direction squared over 2 times 9.8. Okay? So that's what we have. So we have 44.1 is equal to, I'm going to say v squared over 19.6. I'm changing that to v squared for the sake of simplicity. Okay? So what that means for us, we're going to multiply both sides, okay, by 19.6. Okay? We're going to multiply both sides by 19.6, and that's going to get us, ladies and gentlemen, 864.36, and that's equal to v squared. We got to square root it. Square root of 864.36 is equal to v. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go with 29.4 meters per second. And that's it. So we found our problem. Found the answers. Let's take this back to the halfway point. We go up. We saw what was happening here. We rolled the thing, we looked, we saw 10 meters per second v in the x, we've got gravity working, we needed to find out how tall the cliff was, we know it hit the ground 30 meters away. So we needed to find out how long it was going to take. That's where the dx is equal to vx times delta t. So we plugged in all that, we walk away with 3 seconds. Then the next thing we needed to know was how tall was the cliff of the talentless. But in order to get to here, we had to find this piece. If you've ever watched the movie National Treasure, you found a clue that took you to another place, where you got another clue, which took you to the other place, and so on and so forth until you came to the treasure itself. So 44.1 was our meters. That was the cliff of the talentless, how tall it was. Then the next thing, we were looking at v2 in the y direction, and then we used this formula, dy is equal to v2 in the y direction squared divided by 2g. So we plugged that in, and we walked away and said v squared is equal to 864.36, square root of 864.36, and we walk away with 29.4 meters per second. Boom that! And with that, this is Guy de Lombard signing off.